Hello, my friends, hello, and welcome once again to stately Vaughan Manor, where it's Tuesday and I've actually got a tag for you. How about that? That happens once in a while. I'm doing the To Die For book tag today, the To Die For book tag. And this tag was created by Peter the Book Lover. Don't go looking for that original tag though, because it's vanished along with every other video that Peter the Book Lover did except one. And an example of scorched earth policy, Peter the Book Lover has wiped out all his videos except one because he's starting over, apparently. This is the last time I checked, unless he put all those videos back up. I kind of hope he does, but you know, you do your channel the way you want to. And in this tag, you're basically just talking about 5 books that you would like to own but don't. And a lot of people did this tag, actually. CriminOlly did it. Another Bibliophile Reads did it. I most recently saw it done by Adam White and Disshelved at Adam White. And that is why I'm doing it, because I saw that and it reminded me, oh, I got to do that tag. Because there are some books that I would like to own that I don't own. I could barely speak. I'd like to own these books, but don't, for reasons. The reasons are that they are all expensive. They're all very expensive books, and I can't justify the expense. I mean, I guess I could buy them. You know, I don't have to eat every day. I could buy them, but they just no. They're way too expensive. I have a couple books already, so you know, I'm sad. But I would really like these books. And I will tell you why. The 5 books I would like to have but don't. Starting, we'll go 5 to 1 in the order that I would like them, because, you know, that's how we do it over here at the silly Vaughan Manor. So, number 1 is The Tomb of Dracula Omnibus, Volume 2. Volume 2. I've got Volume 1. Oh, look. Here it is. How convenient that it's right here. This is The Tomb of Dracula Omnibus Volume 1. It is a giant hardcover comic book with all the Tomb of Dracula comics in it. It's really awesome. It's got the first 31 issues of this legendary Marvel series. And that was reprinted, which is why I have it, because I didn't get the first printing of that. But Marvel has not yet reprinted The Tomb of Dracula Volume 2. And the last time I checked, it was going for like anywhere from $400 to $500 to get this book. I could afford that, but that's a lot of money for a comic book. So that's a lot of money for a comic book. And I kind of think that Marvel will reprint it eventually. Marvel does that. Eventually they'll reprint these things. Usually. And so I'm holding out for that. And there are other ways you can get this comic. You can get it digitally. Although Amazon just bought out, or Amazon a while ago actually bought out Comixology, the digital comic book store, only to destroy it so that they would not compete with them, I think. So I'm kind of down on digital comics right now. I think you should just get them physically if possible. Anyway, tangent, let's move on to number 4, City. The first edition of City by Clifford D. Simak. This is my favorite science fiction novel, City. And I would love to have a first edition of this book. I actually, a few weeks ago, saw it in a bookstore in San Francisco, and it was in perfect shape. It was there in the case, all perfect, and it was way expensive. So, yeah, it was very pricey, which I would expect. This is an important book in science fiction, so I would love to have it, but, you know, I would have to become even more vastly wealthy than I am already, if that's even possible. So yeah, that's number 4. Now let's go to number 3, The Outsider and Others by H.P. Lovecraft, which was the first hardcover collection of stories by H.P. Lovecraft published by Arkham House. This is a very sought-after book, as you might imagine. It's a very important book in horror literature. H.P. Lovecraft's first hardcover book collection, The Outsider and Others. I would love to have this. This would be really cool to have. But again, money. So, but even more than this, if you can believe it, I would like to have a Princess of Mars, first edition of a Princess of Mars. And the reason is because I have a great affection for this book. This book is probably the book I've reread most over the years. It's a toss-up between this and Dracula, this and Bram Stoker's Dracula. It's a toss-up between them. But I think I might have more affection for A Princess of Mars by Edgar Rice Burroughs. And I would love to have this. I would love it. That would be awesome. Someone buy it for me. Buy this book for me. No, don't. It's too expensive. Don't do that. So, yeah, A Princess of Mars, first edition. That'd be awesome. But there's one book I would like more than any other book that exists, I think. I'm pretty sure the book I would like is, you're thinking the original Necronomicon by Abdul Al-Hazred? No. Of course, I already have that. No, I'm thinking Skullface and Others by Robert E. Howard. Again, published by Arkham House. Again, his first book collection, hardcover book collection of his fantasy stories. His first actual book collection was A Gent at Bear Creek, I think. But as far as his fantasy and horror stuff that you would find in Weird Tales, this was it. This was his first major collection of stories. His first major collection of fantasy and horror stories. And so I would love to have this. I actually have, where is it? I actually have a reprint of it that an English publisher did. This is the Skullface Omnibus, which is a reprint of that book over there. I've also have this in 3 paperback volumes, 3 different paperback volumes. They just split it up. But the contents are excellent. And so I know what that looks like because this is just a duplicate inside. And so it's got, this could be the best single volume of Robert E. Howard stories that's ever been put together, just because the contents are fantastic. Really, really well-chosen stories in this. It's got Kings in the Night, it's got Wings in the Night, Hills of the Dead, Worms of the Earth, Valley of the Worm. So many great stories. Has the Conan stories, The Phoenix on the Sword, The Scarlet Citadel, The Tower of the Elephant, Rogues in the House, Shadows in Zamboula. I mean, it's just excellent collection. The problem with this reprint is that the dimensions of this are smaller than the original, and so the print is tiny, tiny. It's got tiny, tiny print. Minuscule. I can read it without my glasses barely. So that is the disadvantage to this book, just teensy tiny print. I would love to have the original. Again, it's very, 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 very expensive. But if I were to spring for one of these, this would probably be the one that I would. I don't know that I ever will, you know. Maybe if I inherit another vast estate that I can sell off, then I can buy this book. But until then, you know, maybe I can find a 10,000-year-old mummy to go and steal one for me. But I shouldn't do that. That would be wrong. Stealing is wrong, so I won't do it. But yeah, this is the one. This is the book I would like the most. So that was the tag. Thank you, Peter, for creating it. I'm not going to tag anybody because I think a lot of people did it already. But if you'd like to do it, just do it. And I will watch it. Okay, guys, that's all I have today for you here from the ever so stately Vaughn Manor. I will catch you tomorrow for Epic Comic Book Wednesday. I will catch you next time.